Hello, guys, and welcome back to the FPL Duo. We're back for the Kneejerk stream for Game Week 30. Where do we start with this game week? I think there's going to be quite a lot to discuss, and maybe not as much to discuss because there wasn't that much action in regards to the Premier League anyway. But yeah, what a mad week. Obviously, we've just seen the Liverpool Man United game. That was a mad game in itself. But yeah, how you doing, Jordan? How's your weekend going so far?
I mean, overall, in terms of football, it's been absolutely great. On the other hand, I've killed my voice, so apologies. I do feel a bit groggy, but yeah, I can understand why. But yeah, it's been a nice weekend so far.
Yeah, of course. So you're on you're on a free hit. For those that don't know, for those that are just tuning in, you decided to free hit this week. I decided to just do transfers. I took a -4. We'll start off with your team though, because you actually had a really good week on a free hit, and it's mainly due to one or maybe two players.
Yeah.
Talk us through your week in terms of FPL, and also talk us through Muniz and Wood as well, because that is bold. If you went with both, they paid off massively so far. What made you go with Muniz in the first place? Talk us through your thinking as well in regard to talk us through your week so far, like in terms of your team.
Well, yeah, it's an interesting start because it didn't look great at all. Let's start off with obviously the Brentford game where I had Flecken in goal, and in just literally a few minutes, I'll relate this to Regulon because this is part of it. He did get a red card literally in 7 minutes, I believe, in that game. So because of that red card from Regulon, that kind of affected obviously Brentford's performance in that game down to 10 men. And obviously Burnley did win that game 2-1. And Flecken's clean sheet was absolutely wiped because it was a penalty as well from Regulon's foul. Well, what he committed on the Burnley player. So yeah, Flecken didn't save the penalty and he ends up on 2 points. In terms of the rest of the defence, there is no clean sheets for anyone. I didn't expect any clean sheets whatsoever. I was kind of hoping for an attacker return from any of the back three, but Udogli, what a shock. Fulham 3-0, no goals for Tottenham, and a massive loss for them. I just don't understand how Tottenham can beat Aston Villa 4-0 away and then lose to Fulham 3-0. Complete, utterly madness in football terms. But yeah, the doggy ends up with 1 point for the goals he conceded and no clean sheet for him. Doughty was, again, I think he went off injured. So he only played the first half and didn't come back on the second half of that game. So yeah, he was a 50-50 of him actually starting that game. So I was surprised he got through that first half the way he was playing. But yeah, regardless, Luton did score. Nottingham Forest did score anyway. So there was no clean sheet for Luton there either. And obviously, we spoke about Regulon on -3 points for the very early on red card he managed to get. A very silly one, in fact. Cost Brentford the game, potentially. And he conceded as well, obviously, the 2 goals that were scored against him. Moving on to the midfield. So, no returns from the midfield whatsoever. Son, Madison, no goals there for Spurs, and 2 points for each of them. Elanga, unfortunately, didn't get anything. Even though Nottingham Forest did score, he wasn't a part of the action, so he's on 2 points. And Bowen was quite unlucky because the second goal that West Ham scored, it was ruled off by VAR. Otherwise, that Antonio goal, which was assisted by Bowen, would have counted if it wasn't ruled out for obviously offside. So yeah, Bowen unfortunately ends up on 2 points as well. Obviously, this is where it gets interesting. The front three, in particular, the 2 main people that have actually given me something this week. So let's start off with Muniz and why I decided to go with this pick. I think it was a gut feeling that I would expect Muniz to get something in that game, even though the record for Fulham against Tottenham isn't great whatsoever. I think even Huss mentioned to me, obviously the record in general chat. and I was quite surprised at it. I thought Fulham have a good record against Spurs, but afraid not. This is a big win for them, and the fact they scored 3-0, I don't think no one saw that coming. And Muniz scoring 2 of the goals as well. I just think the reason why I picked Muniz is because since Mitrovic left Fulham, they've been without an actual decent striker since then. There's not really been anyone that could take control of that team, and there's no real clinical player. But when I saw Muniz in the last game weeks, he's been absolutely amazing. I thought he's been the guy that Fulham have missed in terms of forwards, and I think he's a good replacement for Mitrovic potentially next season. I can't wait what he actually provides for them. But he's had 7 goals and 1 assist for those who haven't really looked at it in terms of the stats. And I looked at his results from other game weeks and had looked at some games from Fulham, and that is why I picked Muniz, because I've had a gut feeling he could do well against Spurs if they did have a very iffy game, and Spurs at times do it, especially in defence. I thought the defence was really poor. It was one of those games where this player could equalise on that, and he did, and he managed to get the 13 points, which I'm regretting I didn't captain him, but there was no way I was going to be brave enough to captain Muniz with the fixture he did have. So yeah, he had the 2 goals, he got the bonus points as well, and he only played 63 minutes, so he didn't even play the full 90 in that game because it was game over for Spurs. So yeah, it was a great.
I personally did not see that coming. Obviously, the 3-0 loss with Spurs. Obviously, we know Spurs have just won, or last week they won 4-0 against Villa, so they're on good form. A lot of free hitters and non-free hitters went triple Spurs, but yeah, that was a shock, I think.
Yeah.
And obviously, Muniz doing well.
Yeah,
if it was anyone gonna, it would be Muniz.
Yeah, that's it. In terms of Fulham, like I said, there's no other person I would go for in terms of assets because they haven't impressed me. Muniz hasn't even started that many games this season, and he's impressed me with his performances. But I think he's nailed his spot in terms of forward for Fulham.
Yeah.
In terms of obviously the captaincy I picked this week, it was a flop. Reguilon didn't help with that either. I was quite annoyed at that because I felt like Tony could have got something out of that game if Reguilon wasn't sent off early in obviously that fixture. But yeah, it was kind of a rubbish game for them, and I was quite lucky that Son did blank as well. But in a sense, he did outscore Tony by obviously the extra point he got over him. But yeah, a blank from Tony, and then obviously move on to Wood, who was last few minutes transfer in, because I did take out Watkins, which it did pay off. It was risky, but it did pay off because Wood did score the only goal for Nottingham Forest, and he was rewarded with the bonus 3 points as well. I think he did come off as well for it because of injury in the 74th minute too. So I'm not sure how serious that is, but yeah, I'm quite happy with the return from Wood. Again, he was another differential, 0.9% ownership, huge differential for that game. No one picked him, and I just went again with my gut instinct that maybe there's something Wood could get out of that game. And yeah, I was quite happy to see him obviously chosen in that starting 11. So finally on the bench, there's not really much to talk about. Kaminsky had a blank. Douglas Luiz, I was expected that to be a blank because of McGinn not playing. Zuma, he blanked as well. Robertson is probably the only annoying thing, but I mean, who would have thought that was going to be a clean sheet there for obviously him? He actually got an assist as well, Robinson, which is not a surprise because he's had a few this season for Fulham. Again, that may be a bit underlooked. He's had 6 assists, believe it or not, in terms of a defender. But yeah, a double haul of 11 points. If you did have Robertson in your team, it's a good one. If you did bring him in the free hit, but unfortunately, I benched him. But overall, it's been a great week, despite it being a very low scoring one for many. I'm up to 35k, and I think I've managed to break out that 60 to 80k margin that I was in. So yeah, I was originally on 60k rank, and I've gone up to 35. So it's a nice green arrow and a 33 points for this game week. So I think, yeah, it's been a pretty good blank game week 29.
Yeah, obviously a lot of managers have been on a free hit. I think over 1 million managers have activated free hit. Majority of those free hits haven't worked out because most people didn't go for Muniz and Wood. A lot of people went for a front three of Watkins, who blanked. Tony, we know who blanked, and also Morris was very popular as well, actually, and obviously he didn't work out either. So whoever went Muniz and Wood, pretty much, and even Morgan Gibbs White obviously got to get an assist.
Yeah.
Everyone else, really, the main players, the ones that we all said you have to have, your Bowens, your Sons, your Madisons, Watkins, all of them blanked. I mean, it's probably one of the worst game weeks when you look at the overall community. Everyone's had, there's people that are free hitting and they've got like 15 points, which, I mean, I'm glad I didn't play my free hit in the end, because even if I played my free hit, I still don't see myself. I don't think I would have went for Wood or Muniz. I still think I would have went for the front three I had. So it's one of those, I think. Fair play if you guys went there, obviously with the Muniz shout, but I don't think I would have personally bought them in if I was to free hit. So I'm glad I've saved my free hit. But obviously with the news of the FA Cup now, that Man United have gone through instead of Liverpool, which is a shock. I think many people didn't see coming. That means now Liverpool won't double, I think, in 34. I believe, because Liverpool were meant to double in 34, I think, because if they were, we all assumed they were going to go through, but that changes things as well now in terms of FPL, because now Man United are the team that are going to double, I think, in 34.
Yeah, just one more thing as well. Before in the deadline stream, I did mention potentially taking out Bowen for Gibbs White, and I look back at it now. I feel like, oh damn, I should have done that. I should have gone more braver and more riskier, but I'm happy with what the risk I took. Obviously for the Watkins one to Wood and bringing Muniz in.
Oh yeah, you couldn't have picked a better forward, really. Those two, and also Datro Fofana. If you had Datro Fofana for Burnley, he got an 8-pointer. That was the best three strikers you could have picked: Wood, Muniz, Fofana, and you got 2 out of 3. So majority of people don't have any of them. So yeah, it's one of those weeks. Very, very low scoring. I don't even know what the average score is. Most free hitters, hasn't really paid off. I think that's fair to say. Unless you went for, as I said, those couple of players. But yeah, let's pull up my team. Obviously, you've had a big green arrow up to 35k now. I'll show you guys how I've done. Obviously, I wasn't on a free hit. I'm quite glad I didn't go free hit in the end. I'll show you my team. So let me zoom in actually, because it's a bit.
Yeah.
Bear with me for a sec. Is that a bit better?
Yeah, that's much better. And the average of this game was 12 points.
Yeah. So I mean, it's pretty shocking. Let's start with my team. So I took a -4. My transfers were Saka out for James Maddison, and I took out Solanke for Tony for a -4, which I regret now big time. But anyway, let's start with Areola in goal. We know West Ham did draw 1-1 against Villa. West Ham almost won it in the end, I believe, but it was ruled out.
Ruled out. I think. Yeah, they had 2 goals. I think ruled out of that game.
Yeah, I didn't catch the game, but obviously Areola concedes. I was praying for a West Ham clean sheet, but yeah, nothing there really. Into the back three, nothing good either, really. I didn't expect much from Luton. I didn't think Luton would keep a clean sheet. Obviously, Doughty comes off at half time as well. For those that don't know, Doughty was subbed at half time. I don't know why. Was it performance, injury? I have no idea, but yeah, he was subbed.
Yeah,
Taylor, Taylor again. I wasn't expecting much. I was just happy that I had 11th playing player. So he was there, 1-pointer. Pedro Porro is the one, which is frustrating. A lot of us, had Pedro Porro. There was a bit of a panic to get him in. Free hits or even transfers, -4s, -8s. No one saw that 3-0 coming, I don't think, against Fulham. So it's one of those games. Shocks happen. And yeah, look, Fulham were much the better team on that day, and Spurs weren't great. So yeah, Pedro Porro comes over with a 1-pointer. In the midfield, as you can see, blanks all over again. Not a single return in my team this week. Everyone blanked. So that just goes to show what kind of week it was. Barkley didn't get anything. Douglas Luiz got a yellow card. Son was subbed late on after not doing much. I think he had a pretty poor game for his standards. Maddison, again, didn't really affect the game either. So in the midfield, on paper, it looked like I've got some decent players in there. But yeah, nothing from these 4. And up front, doesn't get any better. Watkins, there was doubts whether he's going to start. He did play, but again, another blank from Watkins. Tony, again, we know Reguilon getting the red card changed the game for Brentford. Tony also missed a big chance. He missed a couple of chances where he should have scored. So maybe on another day, Tony gets a goal. And Morris, he's been frustrating massively. Obviously, in the double game week 28, didn't get anything, and then Blank 29, he also let me down. So yeah, not much to discuss on the bench. I obviously had the blank players, and yeah, all in all, that is 20 points for me this week. However, I did take a -4, as you guys know, so I ended up actually getting 16 points, and I would have probably been better off just going with Solanke, who had a blank game because Tony only outscored him by 1 point. So a -4 for Tony was not worth it. So yeah, 16 points for me with the -4 in consideration. That is a small red arrow. I was 133k and now I'm 141k. So it's about an 8k red arrow, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but yeah, it is frustrating. But I did actually say last week I expected a red arrow in 29 or 30. One of those weeks I did expect a red arrow, especially because a lot of managers are playing their chips. Last week managers played their chip. This week managers have played their chips. And when I've still got free hit, I've got bench boost, and I've got wild card left. So I'm hoping later on the season or in the next coming weeks, I have the chips where I can benefit and get a big arrow. Because you saw Jordan, you've gone from like 60 to 30. You just need that one chip to work for you. I'm hoping something like that can happen to me where I can go from like 140 back to like 60, 70. And I'll take that. But yeah, we'll see how it goes because obviously Liverpool going out of the FA Cup makes the free hit 34 a bit worse now, I think, because if Liverpool went through, they'd have a double. So now it's not as good for free hit 34, but we'll have to ever see look anyway and see what happens because Man United will double potentially now in 37, I think, as well. So bench boost could be decent. But yeah, that's it, guys, in regards to our team. Pretty terrible week all round. We'll read some of your comments out and also look ahead to game week 30 as well. John Tao, 15 points free hit, my worst game week. Wow, yeah.
Ouch.
I mean, you seem like you've done better than a lot of people though, because I've seen people with lower scores than 15. Fatality says, well done, Jordan. My Morgan Gibbs White and Wood shouts also got me 28 points.
Oh yeah, nice work, Fatality. Yeah, I was tempted at Morgan Gibbs White for Bowen. I didn't go for it, but well done.
Roman Jarvis, same here, Jordan. My voice is gone. Assuming Roman's also a Man United fan. Harry Davies, same. Ahmad is a beautiful man.
Oh yes, he is.
I mean, we'll probably discuss that game, but yeah, I'm a Liverpool fan. For those that don't know in the chat, I can't believe how we kind of threw that away in extra time. Remember on deadline stream we went against Watkins. Says Fatality. Jordan's 6th place now on FPL Duo League, 1 place behind me. Chief says Diallo. How you feeling, Jordan?
Oh yeah, I'm feeling absolutely great. I was emotional when that goal went in, and that's the point where I lost my voice. So yeah, I was quite happy for him to score that. I think he forgot he was on the yellow card already, so he won't be there for the rest of the FA Cup. But I don't think he'll mind that.
I managed to get 20 points without using my free hit with United winning. I believe Liverpool now supposed to double in 34. Yeah, could be the case. Yeah, I'm actually not completely sure about the doubles. Obviously, I'm going to wait till it gets confirmed. We should hear confirmation very soon, maybe before gaming 30. I'm still happy to own triple Spurs after the international break. Yeah, I sort of am, but after that performance, not as keen. But I think Spurs will try bounce back. Everyone copy each other, and especially Andy FPL. I don't know what you mean by that.
And Andy.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean by that. Nope, Man United won't double. Probably only Bournemouth from Wolves. I actually don't have a clue with doubles. I usually wait for Ben Krellin to post them. Can't lie. Yeah, obviously Ben Krellin, obviously the guy that posts all the fixtures, the doubles, etc. So yeah, we'll be waiting and seeing. Obviously, we've got videos coming out next week as well. So make sure you do tune in because I am going to be planning my chip strategy. Obviously, I've got free hit, wild card, and the bench boost left in the back pocket. Who's blanking in 34? And are there any other expected blanks? More news will come, Marco. It is going to be confirmed. But I believe Liverpool won't double now. Yeah, Liverpool won't double, I believe. So it makes 34 slightly worse, I think. Does Ahmad miss the next game for the Brentford game? Yeah, so he should be available for semi-final. And also, Man United have got Coventry in the semi-final. So
yeah,
I mean, it's looking like it's going to be another all Man United, all Manchester final.
Yeah, what a way to end it, for the draw to come out and Man United to get the best team to arguably get in between Chelsea and Man City. So yeah, looks like a Manchester final.
Yeah, as a Liverpool fan, I just think Man United are just going to lose to Man City in the final. So either way, we'll see, man. Man United, I mean, they needed that win. I think definitely. Obviously,
Yeah,
it's a big game. Ten Hag, I was seeing like people saying, Ten Hag has to win this for his job and things like that. But
yeah.
it's a big win. But I'm hoping it doesn't derail us too much for the
No,
rest of the season for us. But
I don't think
anyway,
it will.
yeah, we'll see. But yeah, guys, Game Week 29 stuff, blank Game Week 29 has not been great for majority of people. I think that's fair to say. But yeah, we're going to move on to Game Week 30 soon and talk about Game Week 30 because there's a lot to discuss as well in Game Week 30. Obviously, Jordan, you've got one free transfer, right?
I do indeed.
Yeah, you're lined up. I mean, your team looks okay. Just read us through quickly for the 11 and then also early transfer plans and thoughts.
Okay, so yeah, so as you see on the screen, this is my starting 11. Let's start off with the goalkeeper, Leno. I've gone with the backfield, Doughty, Brantford, and Gabriel. The midfield four, Foden, Gross, Palmer, and Saka. And the front three of Haaland, Solanke, and Watkins. On the bench, there isn't really much apart from Ake and Areola. Bell and Huang are still ruled out from injury, so they probably won't feature in Game Week 30. In terms of the plans have slightly changed for me. I will go to my FPL.team. It'll be pretty easier to actually show you on there what my plans actually are. So bear with me while I sort out the arrangements of that. And yeah, so I do have one free transfer with 7.2 million in the bank. So it's quite a bit of money in the bank for me to spend, as I haven't got really any expensive players apart from Haaland in there. What I was thinking, obviously originally was, let me just reset this because I was playing around with it earlier on. So this is what the team looks like at the moment. It's 4.6 million without the free transfer use. So initially I wanted to bring Salah in and take Foden out, but now my thinking on that is I'm not really happy with the rest of the team. I feel like there's a lot of clashes. The Arsenal and Man City both play against each other. Doughty, I'm not a big fan. I don't know if he's actually going to be starting or not in that game. We'll have to wait and see. But my new plan is taking out Huang and bringing in Son for the free transfer instead.
Interesting.
So I'll be going without Salah for this week. I'll bench Gross because he has Liverpool away, which is a very tough fixture, I think, for Brighton. And then I'll play Son over him, who has Luton at home, which is, I'll say, a very good fixture. The captain I'd go for is Palmer. I just think Palmer in any game looks really good, regardless if Chelsea looked terrible. And I felt like in that Leicester game, there was moments in there where if Palmer wasn't in the team, I feel like they've lost that Chelsea and Leicester go through to the next round. So yeah, I think for me, Palmer is the captain. No arguments whatsoever. I think he's the one that's most impressed me, not just in Premier League, but in other competitions as well. And Chelsea are heavily reliant on him to deliver anything from a game. So he will be my captain, possibly for Game Week 30. And the vice will either go on Son or Solanke, whichever. Obviously, in terms of whether Doughty's fit or not, I might play Ake over him. Might not be the best fixture because Gabriel plays against him, but that is what I'm looking like for Game Week 30 so far.
Okay. How come you've swayed away from the Salah move? Obviously, you were looking at Salah in potentially. Is it because you'll have to take a -4 and you'd rather not take a hit, or?
I still will need to take a -4 hit to bring Salah in. I just think I'm going to wait one more game week, I think, and go without him and do the -4 next week in Game Week 31. But I think for this week, I will just use the 1-3 transfer just to make that midfield a little bit more better. I don't like Gross having Liverpool away, and then you've got Saka who's got Man City away, and Foden having Arsenal at home, and really it's only Palmer with a good fixture in that. So I just want a bit more involvement in terms of nice difficulty in that midfield.
Okay, fair enough. So you're looking like doing Son in for Gross for free,
Yeah.
and then captaining Palmer. Okay, cool. Let's pull up my team. This is my bus team currently for game week 30. So in goal, I've got Areola, who's got Newcastle away, and I've got Dubravka, who's got West Ham at home. So they both play against each other. Who would you play? I actually don't know yet. I'm thinking maybe you should play Dubravka, but then I'm actually not sure. Maybe play the home goalie, but I'm not convinced.
Yeah, I'll probably play Areola over Dubravka. Newcastle for me, you don't know what to expect. That defense against Man City in the FA Cup was terrible, and I don't think it'll be any more better. Obviously, with the home one, they got to get West Ham either. So
yeah, we'll see. I'm not sure which goalie I play. They'll be looking at the back three. I've got Pedro Porro, who's got Luton at home. I know Spurs have just lost quite badly, but happy to own him. Doughty, I've got him starting, and with Gabriel. I could play Zabani, who's got Everton at home. Would you play Zabani ahead of Doughty or Gabriel?
I would probably play him ahead of Doughty. Even though Gabriel has that tough fixture, he's always good for that aerial threat that Arsenal has for him. So I think Doughty's a doubt for that game. Depends on his injury, how serious it is, obviously. But yeah, I'll probably play Zabani over him just for that comfort.
Yeah, Doughty and Zabani 50-50. I can play either one. So we'll have to see which one I decide to play. Also, guys, a few of you in here, and not enough of you have actually pressed the like button. So if you are enjoying the content, guys, all we ask for is a quick thumbs up on the like button. It really helps support the channel. So like and also subscribe to the channel if you are enjoying the content. Into the midfield five, though, obviously we've got Palmer, Louise, Son, Maddison, Barkley. Now, I think Palmer's a good pick. We saw Palmer again today getting the assist, lovely assist. Should have took the penalty as well, but Sterling decided to take it. I don't know why. But Palmer's got Burnley, good fixture. I'm happy to own him. Douglas Luiz, again, I'm happy to play him, even though Villa, a couple of bad weeks. Villa is fair to say, but I think, I have to keep him at this point. Son, Luton at home, Maddison, Luton at home. They'll be looking to bounce back after their poor performances in the last game week against Fulham. So I'm happy to own both. I'm quite happy to actually have triple Spurs against Luton. Barkley, on the other hand, has to come out, I think. He's got Tottenham away. Barkley's already paid it off for me anyway, because he did get me a 9-pointer in blank 28. So I'm happy with what Barkley's done in my team. He was always a short-term punt. I'm going to remove Barkley, and I'll come on to who. And then up front, you've got Watkins and Tony. Watkins played today. He's fit. I'm happy to own him against Wolves. Wolves looking pretty poor themselves after going out to Coventry, wasn't it, in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. And Tony against Man United at home. I could still personally see Tony scoring against Man United, so I'm going to hold him for that fixture. On the bench, I've got Dubravka, Morris, Zabani, Taylor. My plans are fairly simple. I'm pretty locked. I might even do them early. Obviously, I won't, but I've got 16.5 million in the bank, so a lot of money to do what I like, essentially. So the easy move for me is Barkley up to Mo Salah, who did score today. I don't think Salah had his greatest game today against Man United, but I think that's now 12 or 13 goals against Man United for Mo Salah. And he's got Brighton at home next. And Liverpool have just obviously lost to Man United. I think they're going to look to bounce back very strong in that game, end of the month, after the international break. He's at home. For me, Salah is prime captaincy right here. And the reason I'm going to bring him in is I'm pretty sure I'm going to captain him. He's going to be differential as well, because a lot of people won't have him.
Yeah.
So Salah will be coming into my team for captaincy as well. And then I'll play the midfield. I'll play a midfield five with Salah, Son, Maddison, Palmer, Douglas Luiz, and then I'll have the front two of Tony, Watkins.
How much money does that leave you in the bank when you've bought in Salah?
Oh, I still have loads. 8.5.
8.5. So yeah, you have a sufficient amount once you bring in Haaland back into the team. So you're free.
I'll wildcard next week. So this is my last week. Yeah, I'm wildcarding 31. So for me, Haaland back in for 31 is fine. Obviously, as you guys can see, the glaring maybe you might think is a weakness of my team is that I've got no Man City attack and I've got no Arsenal attack. And a lot of people have Haaland and Saka. But we know they play against each other in game week 30, and I'm willing to take the risk that it's a low-scoring game and it's a tough game. So I've actually got none of their players. So I'm hoping Salah outscores Haaland as well as Saka. I think if we've got the better fixture against Brighton at home. I've also got Son and Maddison, who's got Luton And then I've got Watkins, Tony. I'm hoping it pays off, but obviously we know it's always a risk when you don't have, essentially players from two of some of the best teams in the league with Arsenal and City. But we'll see how it goes. And then wildcard 31 is my plan.
Nice. And just bearing in mind, for everyone that may not know, there's a long gap in between now and for when obviously Premier League football starts. So I believe it comes back at the end of March due to the international break that we have in between that. So when you do make your transfers, make sure you don't make them that early because anything can happen in between now and then. So just bear that in mind if you are considering making that early transfer.
Yeah, don't go too early, guys. Obviously, there could be international break injuries, etc. So, yeah. Let's read a few comments out. Also, guys, please do like the stream. Roman, depending on his injury, I might do Doughty to Gusto. I'm going to do the same and pray Salah doesn't massively haul v Brighton. Yeah, look, I think for me the time is now to bring Salah in, and that's why I'm going to do it. I think he's a good captaincy option as well for game week 30. Evening boys got 41 points with Muniz and Robinson paying off. Oh, brilliant from Elika. That's a big score for this week.
That is massive score. I think the highest is 70. So yeah, that's pretty good, Elika.
Chief also says, "Come on, guys, like the stream." Yeah, guys, definitely like and subscribe as well if you're watching for the first time. Another comment on wildcard now was always planned for this game week. Which Arsenal defender is the best option? Only one. Budget isn't a huge concern, really. I just want points potential. I think Gabriel still.
Yeah, I think Gabriel as well. I mean, dare I say maybe Ben White could be an option as well because he does show a lot of attacking threat for Arsenal every now and then, and he has come off with a big double haul in his last game that he did play as well. So if you want to go different other than Gabriel, I would say Ben White as a Arsenal defender.
Yeah, fair enough. Ben White could be a shout. Marco says not doing any transfers until international break is over. Yeah, that's what we say the same. Obviously, you don't know if you're going to get injuries and things with also a lot of players flying around. And obviously, this is the last international break, and this is where it gets interesting now. The season really, because this is the crunch. 10 games left. A loss, even a draw, will feel like a loss in the title race. So it's finally poised. Only 1 point separating the top three, I believe. So yeah, this is where it gets interesting. On a budget, Kiwi or going under the radar. Not for me. I don't know. I just feel like he could drop out. You could get one game where he didn't start. So I'd rather go for a Gabriel or a Saliba or even a Ben White, who I know is going to play. Cheers, guys. Liking White as a slight differential option, but guaranteed then Gabriel will go on a run of goals, knowing my luck.
I mean, Gabriel doesn't score every week but yeah, I get what you mean. I mean, he's only had 3 goals. It feels like he's had more goals this season, but I think it's just his outstanding clean sheets that he's had as well for Arsenal. I think that's 9 he's had for him.
Yeah. I mean, 10 games left for each of the top 3. Who do you think wins anyway? Obviously, off topic in terms of FPL. If you had to say now, Jordan, obviously Liverpool have just been knocked out of the FA Cup, which some might say is a good thing because there's another 2 more less games they'll have to play now because they won't have playing the semis and the finals. Some might say it's not great for the momentum. Where do you see, obviously, Arsenal going Champions League? You've got Bayern coming up. Man City have been drawn to Real Madrid as well. I mean, is it too tough to say or?
Yeah, I mean, it's still tough to say who wins and obviously between those 3, but I kind of have a feeling Arsenal will get the title this season.
Oh,
okay. I do see those 3 dropping points here and there from each one of them, Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool. But I just think this is Arsenal's season to take the title. I think this is the one. They missed out on it last season, but I think this season, this is the one where they win it. Their performances so far have been great. I mean, they've been scoring massively in games. Their goal difference is playing a huge importance because they are level with Liverpool in terms of points, so goal difference may be the factor in terms of the title race. But yeah, I think I'm going to go at this point with Arsenal winning it.
Fair enough. Let us know what you guys think as well. Roman agrees. I've got Man City still doing it. I still think Man City will have less slip-ups in the last 10, just experience, but it's going to be interesting anyway. Would you go for Arsenal defense or double Arsenal defense or double attack?
I'd probably go with double attack. Yeah, I'll probably go with double attack if I had to pick, or one of each. Like I could go for Saka and maybe have Gabriel instead. But I mean, double attack isn't so bad either. So one of those two, I think.
Okay. But yeah, that's sort of what we're looking at for Game Week 30, guys. I think Salah for me, it's looking at Son for Jordan, and then yeah, it's going to be interesting. Obviously, still 2 weeks away. I think deadline. If you're having a look, when even is the deadline? It's the 30th of March. So literally 2 weeks. Still got 2 weeks left till the next. So yeah, it's nice to have a break then from FPL. I think we needed this sort of break from all the madness. So yeah, I think have a break, come back, and then it's literally the run in till the end of the season. So
yeah, the final leg to see who comes out on top. But it's going to be exciting. It's an exciting season because there's more in the running, other than just two teams and one dropping out of it, and then you know who's going to win it. There's definitely interest for this season, in particular for Arsenal, Liverpool, and Man City in that race.
Roman also says for those who wildcard, Raya would be quite tempting. Yeah, look, I mean, I've not really looked at a wildcard team. I'll be honest; it's still early for me. I want to see confirmation of who doubles and etc. before I decide. But yeah, look, Raya could be a decent option. Man United knocking Liverpool out of the FA Cup will change up the doubles expected between 34 and 37. Right, could get interesting to plan the last few weeks. Yeah, it will change things because we all expected Liverpool to go through. So that would have meant Liverpool double in 34th, I believe. So obviously Liverpool now coming out, it's going to change things. So
yeah,
we'll have to see how. I think we should get confirmation of the doubles very soon. We might even get it before Game Week 30. If not, we may get it before Game Week 31. I'm hoping we get it before 30. It will also help out wildcarders as well if you are wildcarding in 30. But I still think I'd wait to wildcard in 31. That's what I'm doing anyway.
Yeah. And also we'll put out a video on the best wildcard draft that we think as well. If you do hear is before Game Week 32. So make sure you stay tuned for that as well for extra content that we give out for obviously the chip strategy.
Yeah, we're going to have chip strategy videos out. Obviously, I'm going to be on a wildcard in 31. I'm pretty 100% sure that's going to happen. I'm probably free hitting in Game Week 34. And then bench boosting 37 as of now. It could change. We'll have to see. I think that's all the comments. I mean, if you've got any other comments, guys, drop them in the chat. And also, yeah, hit that like button, guys. As always, so much appreciated. I've got to ask if, any Chelsea fan knows what's happening, if Petrovic is still number one choice or with Sanchez back as he got his first spot back as well. Yeah, good question. I'm actually not sure because we know Petrovic he's been all right for Chelsea. Is Sanchez going to get his spot back? Let us know, Chelsea fans, in the chat, if there are any Chelsea fans in the chat. What do you think happens in that regard?
I didn't quite like Sanchez in the FA Cup game. He made a few hiccups, so wasn't feeling with confidence. I think from the manager for him being that number one goalkeeper, but it does put up a good argument against Petrovic.
Yeah, I mean Chelsea almost threw that away, that FA Cup game, but they did manage to get through. Sets up a good, decent, game now against City. We would expect City to win that one, but I mean, a lot of the narrative has been about Liverpool trying to win more, like 4 trophies, but Man City could do another treble, guys, this season. You wouldn't put it past them. Back-to-back trebles. Because obviously they're in now the FA Cup semi-final against Chelsea. You'd expect them to beat Chelsea. And if Man City get to the final, I think Man City will win the the final personally, in a one-off game. So yeah, Man City still there.
Yeah, unfortunately, hopefully they get the triple again.
Yeah, I mean that would
Man
be
United fan.
ridiculous. Yeah, if they do it again, but if anyone's going to do it, probably a team like City. The Disassi own goal was amazing, says Roman Jarvis.
Oh, yeah, that was something. I think that was mainly because the attacker did press him and it did launch the ball further than Disassi wanted it to go. But yeah, he shouldn't have really kept that ball for that long and messed around with it at the back. But it's a bit questionable on Sanchez's positioning during that, though. He was a bit further out to the goal than he should have been.
But yeah, look, Game Week 29 was pretty poor, I think, for everyone. Hopefully, it's a lot better in Game Week 30. I'm just looking forward to the end of the season now in terms of chips. I'm hoping me deciding to keep mine pays off. I don't know if it will anymore, especially with Liverpool getting knocked out. I was hoping Liverpool had another double going up so I can triple up on them. But maybe I have to triple up on, Man United players now. Who knows?
I mean, I think it's still a good position for those who still have the free hit, because if we look at this week, it hasn't really worked out, the free hit. It's been a very low scoring one for many. And the one in later down the game weeks is going to be much higher than obviously this one. So yeah, I think the free hit will pay off for those who still have it. We plan to use it later down the season. It can't get any worse than this one.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, I'm hoping anyway. But yeah, that's the plan, guys. Any more questions? I think we won't stay too long because it's been a pretty quiet game week. Not really. I mean, you done really well. Obviously, having the Muniz Wood picks paid off big time. Hold on. Does it mean that as we speak, there will be a bigger double game week later this season? Yeah, well, 34 is going to be a double game week in 34, and also 37, I believe. There's going to be doubles, but 34 is going to be quite a big one, I think. But again, we've got to wait for confirmation. But I think we're going to wrap it up there, Jordan. I know usually we stream for about an hour, but I feel like we'll have content out as well. Obviously, in regards after the international break, we'll have our usual content, team selection, transfer tips, etc. All that good stuff. So make sure you don't miss out. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel as well, so you don't miss out on any content. Make sure you are liking the stream as well if you are enjoying the content that we put out on a weekly basis. Do you want to add anything, Jordan?
I was just going to say, because we haven't streamed for that long, for obvious reasons, it's such a small game week. There's only been a few matches and not really much to obviously talk about in terms of big points this week. But overall, it's been a great. Obviously, we have a nice break until now and until the end of March, so let's enjoy it.
Yep, that is it from us, guys. Hopefully, you enjoyed your weekend. Hopefully, you have a good start to your week. That's it from me and Jordan. We will see you in about a week's time where we have a little break, international break. Yeah, take care, guys, and see you soon.